Recruiting the right employers to join your business and industry leadership team, your BILT, is the absolutely essential first step. Be selective.
And I don't want somebody who used to do that job 10 years ago. I want the people that are doing it right now, and they're on the job that you're developing the program for.
So there's one member on our BILT who works at our hospital, a local hospital, as an IT manager, and he is a member of our BILT. And he also graduated from our program, so he has really great insight as to, how we do things at CSN, and then what he needs from industry.
So BILT members really need to be able to predict both their specific future needs and also the overall needs of the industry as a whole. You got to have subject matter experts, and that includes both the high-level technical managers who are responsible for keeping up with technology to keep the company in business. That includes the first-time hiring managers. That may even include recent graduates of your program.
We also are looking for people that basically don't just want to show up for 2 meetings a year, actually have a vested interest in working with faculty and our students directly to improve our courses.
If you're going to develop a program in cybersecurity, you want the people that are working as cybersecurity analysts to be on your BILT.
They're in the trenches working on technology and want to share their knowledge and expertise with our students.
Well, ideally, someone who's in a hiring position at a company, or at least understands the hiring process, not necessarily HR. I don't find those as valuable as a manager working in a specific department, because they have a lot more detail about what they need and what they're looking for. A lot of times that doesn't translate to HR.
You have to make sure that your BILT members are representative of the companies who are hiring your graduates. That includes both the big giant corporations and also the smaller businesses as well.
And after you have a good idea who to recruit, you'll need a plan for how to do it.
It's really about getting out there and not being afraid to talk to the community and join those industry groups as well.
So the way to start is to first start with what you're good in. What is your area of expertise? Bring in some of those companies. Those companies will help you expand to other companies because they talk to one another. They're all in the same boat of trying to find skilled employees. So I would suggest start with what you're good at, and from there, utilize the companies to help you expand.
For instance, SIM, Society of Information Managers, has been a pretty great group that we've joined here in Las Vegas. We can reach out to them pretty regularly. They have monthly meetings and ask for guest speakers and BILT members. In fact, I'm going to be at one of their meetings this Thursday, and I'll ask if anybody else is interested in joining. So that's kind of the network. A lot of adjunct faculty, a lot of just getting out there and to IT related events that are hosted in the community to get people. And usually I can keep our BILT pretty full of about 12 to 15 members active.
Recruiting BILT members is what we call a high touch process. You really can't rely on just email alone. Personal phone calls are very important. Even printed letters, put in an envelope and stamped and mailed out in the mail. That also works. You gotta be persistent and you gotta be resourceful.
First, we let them know that their time is valuable. We tend to meet on Friday mornings at 8 o'clock. It's a great time because before everyone starts their day. Friday's typically a slower day for most people, so 8 o'clock on Friday mornings work well, and I guarantee that they'll be out of there in an hour.
Here at the college, we have a vice president of economic development that is out in the community listening to people, tell him what kind of things we should be doing at the college to support their businesses. And he usually knows either the CEO, the CIO, one of those vice presidents or presidents of a company. And I like to start with that. If he can give me some leads and start at the top, because if you got support from the top, then generally the people that you really need will be able to participate in your BILT process because he will endorse it.
So how do you find good candidates? Well, you network with your existing employers, you contact campus workforce groups, you connect with local chambers of commerce and economic development boards. When all else fails, you make your own target list and start making cold calls to those companies and people that you think should be on your BILT. So your BILT pitch needs to be 4 to 5 sentences. You're going to tell them who you are. You're going to tell them why you need employer subject matter experts. You're going to tell them what you need them to do. Tell them how long it will take. Appeal with or with them. That's the what's in it for me. What are they getting out of this deal? And then you close the call to participate. 2 more quick points about your pitch to employers. You want to customize your pitch for each employer and also kind of think ahead, be proactive. Think about what some common objections might be to your pitch and work out possible responses and solutions to that. So you'll be ready if they raise an objection.
An important part to recruiting and keeping BILT members is to clearly understand the WIFM. What's in it for me? Why do your BILT members participate? How can you help get them what they need?
They want us to graduate people that will be good employees for them, so they're interested in helping us.
I just feel that I have an obligation to help the next generation. I really think even within my lifetime, jobs are going to evolve drastically. Individuals who don't pay attention to that will find that their job doesn't exist anymore. But there are jobs, they're just different and somewhere else. I think it's just part of what I can do to help people to adapt and evolve and make a living.
They want to give back too, and that's part of the reason they're sitting on that board, right? Because they are the BILT team is because they want to give back. They want to be involved.
I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to be able to give back. So it's more altruistic than it is anything else. And I think it's in a really important moment. If you took all of these steps to make your career, get your career to an apex, how is it that you help others along the way? What is it that you can do? Can you turn around for just a moment and look behind you to see how many people are still struggling to find that path? You may be a trailblazer, like I felt like I was a trailblazer. That's fantastic. But then what is it that you can do to equip those folks that are not at the same level you are to get them there?
But no, I actually really enjoy the BILT meetings and what they bring to the table. And there's so many people you get to network with from other companies as well. It's so interesting to see the other viewpoints and really kind of learn what other companies are doing in addition to what your company is doing to contribute. So
Typically in the past, I begged people to join advisory boards and I would offer them something in reward like dinner or food or something. Now they're all begging to be part of it because they see the reward. It's not a lot of commitment on their part, but the commitment that they put in truly provides them with what they need. Highly skilled employees upon graduation.
You've used what we have done here, the work we've done, and you've built it into the curriculum, and this is how you built it in. And we love who we're hiring when they graduate your program. And that's been said over and over.
When you know that you have schools that are producing what we love to call workforce ready employees, the relationship gets pretty tight because you know you're going to want to hire these students. So it's good to know who you're hiring from and what they're learning.
Ideally, your recruiting work will pay off and get you a BILT with qualified subject matter experts dedicated to co-leading your program and for whom your unique WIFMs are being addressed.